Do you have any idea who I am?
No.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're discussing the surprising truth behind 50 First Dates.
This is not just a notebook, it is her life. It's the first thing she sees. It says, memory loss diary, read as soon as you wake up.
For this list, we'll be looking at the shocking true stories that connect to this 2004 romantic comedy. What are your thoughts on 50 First Dates? Let us know in the comments. Even if you've never seen 50 First Dates, you're likely familiar with the premise. Adam Sandler's Henry falls in love with Drew Barrymore's Lucy, who has a form of anterograde amnesia.
Okay, pervert, I think that you should leave.
What? I'm just joking around because of what we talked about yesterday.
Yesterday? I've never even met you.
Due to the effects of a car accident, Lucy wakes up every day thinking it's October 13th from the previous year, unable to preserve new memories. George Wing's script went through various changes from page to screen. The original title of 50 First Kisses was modified for marketing purposes.
Nothing beats a first kiss.
That's what I've heard.
When Sandler came aboard, the setting shifted from Seattle to Hawaii. Several writers, including Sandler, also tweaked the screenplay to align with the star's brand of comedy. At its core, though, the film remained a romance centered on short-term memory.
It's gonna be all right, Luce.
Don't call me Luz, I barely know you.
Sweetie, you're sort of dating him.
But
Sorry, I'm not better looking.
While most audiences were already familiar with amnesia, many wondered if Lucy's specific condition, Goldfield syndrome, was real.
Who's Goldfield?
A brilliant Lithuanian psychiatrist. He himself suffered temporal lobe damage. It took him 4 years to publish his findings because he had to keep starting over from scratch.
Goldfield's is merely a product of the script. In the peer-reviewed medical journal BMJ, a 2004 article states, 50 First Dates maintains a venerable movie tradition of portraying an amnesiac syndrome that bears no relation to any known neurological or psychiatric condition.
But don't worry, Lucy probably didn't want to talk to you anyway.
While it's safe to say that the filmmakers took some liberties, Lucy's condition is actually more grounded than even some medical professionals initially gave the movie credit.
I know. I mean, I really don't know.
In 1985, Englishwoman Michelle Philpots met her future husband Ian. That same year, she suffered a motorcycle crash. In 1990, Michelle endured another automobile accident, receiving an epilepsy diagnosis.
Lucy suffered a serious head injury. She lost her short-term memory.
In addition to getting seizures, Michelle struggled to remember things like copying a document at work. As she lost her new memories, Michelle also lost her office job. It got to the point where Michelle couldn't remember beyond 1994, continually waking up in a year where O.J. Simpson went to trial, Pulp Fiction broke new ground for indie cinema, and every woman tried pulling off the Rachel haircut.
It was comfortable and it was familiar and it was just nice.
Despite sometimes forgetting what she was in the middle of doing, Michelle could still carry on with her day-to-day activities. Alas, every tomorrow meant yesterday would be erased.
She just can't retain any new information. It's like her slate gets wiped clean every night while she sleeps.
As heartbreaking as this was for Michelle, Ian was there to support her, just as Henry steps up for Lucy in the movie.
So every day you help her to realize what happened and you wait patiently for her to be okay with it? Then you get her to fall in love with you again?
Yes, ma'am.
However, where Henry doesn't meet Lucy until after the accident, Michelle thankfully knew Ian before her memory started to slip. However, Michelle and Ian didn't get married until 1997. Although Michelle has no memory of this, Ian shows her their wedding album every morning, similar to Henry's videos for Lucy.
I know you wish I was making all this stuff up. I wish I was too. But the good news is there's so many people out there who care about you.
Michelle also uses post-it notes, her phone calendar, and a GPS to keep up to date. Although they never had any children, like Henry and Lucy, Michelle and Ian's marriage remained strong. But wait, 50 First Dates came out exactly 10 years after Michelle's memories were cut off. Does that mean the film is based on her?
I would say that makes a lot of sense.
Occasionally, you'll see 50 First Dates included on list of movies based on true stories. While there are real-world parallels, other outlets cite the film as fictional.
Get up! Get up! It could happen.
In an interview with the 2020 Movie Podcast, George Wing referenced the real-world inspiration behind his script.
Where do ideas come from? I don't know. Sometimes from the news. 50 First Kisses was based on a real medical problem.
Wing didn't directly mention Michelle, suggesting that he was familiar with anterograde amnesia, but not necessarily this particular patient. Michelle also wouldn't gain much media attention until 2010, with 50 First Dates often being referenced.
So you must be Lucy's friend, the one who made the tape.
I think he's more than my friend.
Still, some find it awfully coincidental that Michelle's story shares so much in common with Wing's script. While Michelle's condition is rare, it's not limited to her alone.
Tom lost part of his brain in a hunting accident. His memory only lasts 10 seconds.
I was in an accident? That's terrible.
Don't worry, you'll totally get over it in about 3 seconds.
Get over it? I mean, what happened? Did I get shot in the brain? Hi, I'm Tom.
On March 14, 2005, almost a year after 50 First Dates hit theatres, a man simply known as W.O. woke up at his German military post, played volleyball at the gym, worked at his office, and got a root canal. The next day, he still thought it was March 14, 2005. Years later, W.O. can't remember anything beyond sitting in the dentist's chair, with new memories usually slipping away after 90 minutes.
I'm looking for Lucy Whitmore. Do you have any idea where I can find her?
Hi, I'm Tom.
Oh. Thanks anyways.
On May 5th, 2005, a 51-year-old woman referred to as FL hit the left side of her head when her car got rear-ended. Although the ER released her, FL woke up the following day thinking that the accident had just happened. This has persisted every morning since.
She has no idea. It's more than a year later.
FL's husband gave her a journal to keep a record, and she was able to continue working with some adjustments. But every morning starts with no recollection of the previous day.
Oh, you don't like the video?
No, I love it. It's just that sometimes when I watch it, I feel like I'm being told about my life from someone else. And when I read this, it's like I'm telling myself.
While Drew Barrymore is FL's favourite actress, she hadn't seen the film before her accident. However, it's been theorised that FL might have been familiar with the plot, influencing her understanding of amnesia. FL has now seen the film numerous times, but she always forgets watching it.
I know you think I'm crazy, but I think deep down inside she's starting to remember who I am.
No, Henry. That's what you want to believe.
Similar cases continue to pop up. After slipping and hitting her head on a metal pole, former pub manager Nikki Pegram was taken to Kettering General Hospital. A year later, she still woke up thinking that it was October 15th, 2014.
I still can't believe now that it's actually possible for someone to forget a whole year. You know, I don't see how it can happen.
Jenny Gisby of Nottingham became comatose after collapsing at work. Upon awakening, she suffered seizures that left her paralysed. She was also diagnosed with functional neurological disorder and epilepsy, contributing to a short-term memory that resets daily.
It wasn't a particularly long seizure, was it? It was only like a 20-minute seizure, which sounds long, but to me it's not that long. And then I just woke up and I had no idea who he was. I didn't know anything.
Camray Curto lost her short and long-term memory while giving birth. Her undiagnosed preeclampsia resulted in a stroke and seizure. Several years later, Camray's condition hasn't stopped her from loving her son, while her husband, Steve, wrote the book, But I Know I Love You.
Obviously, it hurts with what happened, but you just, try to focus on the positive and what I do have, which is, a wonderful family, home, and just concentrate on that and keep going forward.
Just as George Wing's script was inspired by a real medical condition, 50 First Dates has inspired a real-life experimental program.
What the hell are you doing, Henry?
I just wanted to try something different. If it doesn't work, we've only wasted one day, so...
Taking a page from the film, Charlotte Dell of the Bronx's Hebrew Home got the idea to have residents with early dementia wake up to a comforting video that takes them down memory lane. Dell said, "It was fluff, but it made me think. how could that translate to our residents with memory loss?
So whenever you're ready, we'd all love to talk to you and answer any questions you have.
Upon release, some critics wrote off 50 First Dates as just another Adam Sandler comedy. 18 years later, the film has not only helped to keep memory loss in the public eye, but also inspired ways to help those with the condition.
Oh, and if you were wondering about this guy who's making this tape, he's okay.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
While all of these cases are different, they all echo 50 First Dates right down to the film's ending. Where most rom-coms would magically cure Lucy's condition by the conclusion, 50 First Dates doesn't provide an easy answer.
I don't know who you are, Henry, but I dream about you almost every night.
Although the ending is a happy one, it's acknowledged that Lucy will always have this issue, but Henry and her family are committed to seeing her through it. With so much mystery surrounding anterograde amnesia, it's hard to say if there will ever be a true remedy. If Michelle, W.O., F.L., Nikki, Jenny, Camray, and Lucy demonstrate anything though, it's that life can go on, especially with a strong support system by your side.
Good morning, Mrs. Roth. Would you like to meet your daughter? Go say hello to Mommy.
Tune in next time when we discuss the surprising truth behind The Wedding Singer.
Comes over to tell me how she feels, and Linda answers the door wearing nothing but my Van Halen t-shirt.
No way. Okay, not really. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.